Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome finally to my year-end skincare roundup series, starting with number 1, cleansers. Before we even have an intro in this video, I want to make sure to say, in case someone is stumbling upon this video will be long. All of the videos in this series will be. However, please don't be intimidated by the length of these. You can jump to any section that you're interested in. We have timestamps in the description box below, and you can skip the sections that don't interest you. But real quickly, let's have an intro for this series. Let's talk about what we're doing here. So, some of you noticed that I never did a year-end roundup for 2020. That's simply because of how much I hated that year. Ooh, I hated 2020. I don't think I'm alone either. Don't think so. Which means we really got to go bigger and better for 2021. So we're going huge. I'm going to be basically wrapping up my thoughts on all the products that I want to talk about. To give you an idea, in cleanser will certainly be one of the bigger components of this series, but I believe we're covering about 40 cleansers. Yes, 40. Some old, some new, some borrowed, some blue. Probably. Initially, I was going to rank all of the products in a similar way to the tier lists. I mean, come on, that summarizes 2021. You know that's going to be in the YouTube Rewind. You know it is. But in the end, I'm putting a tremendous twist on the concept of ranking products. We are not only doing an analog versus digital presentation of this, which means I will show you the products, I will show you the texture, but I've also condensed it down into only 3 categories because, you know, while the tier list videos have been really fun, I've enjoyed them, I think that we don't necessarily need 5 categories. I think we need 2 main ones for recommendation purposes. Because what I've noticed in the skincare community is that people tend to be divided into roughly 2 groups, okay, with some outliers of course, but roughly there are people who are looking for budget, affordable products that are free of fragrance, that are very simple and straight to the point, and then there's other people who want to splurge, who get a lot of enjoyment out of skincare, who don't have any problem with fragrance, their skin is fine with it. And I totally respect those 2 different parties, but y'all have different preferences. So I thought, let's just pull out the best products for each of those 2 categories, and all of the other products will be eliminated. It's 2021 Roundup, man. It's 2021. The third category is very simply, I think there are better products. And you know, there's an emphasis there on, I think it's only my opinion. I absolutely welcome you all to have differing opinions, to share your thoughts in the comment section below, because I truly think that helps other people watching the video as well. I am but one person who does not know everything, as we all saw with the power tools example. But what I have done is tried a lot of skincare over the years. Oh my goodness, a lot of skincare. We've been doing trials on this channel for over 4 years, and I started using skincare at 18. I have a couple more notes before we start this video, so there's one very big limitation to the way I'm doing this. I can't cover every product I've ever tried. Yeah, this is going to be a huge video, and it's still not going to cover everything. There's a lot of products where I've finished them, and thus to do this series I had to go and repurchase a lot of travel sizes, a lot of minis when possible, but I can't do that with every single product. So instead we're going to focus on popular products or products that I feel are underrated. We've definitely got over and underrated products in this series. And for my 2 categories, I will have links to the products in the description box below if you want to make a purchase of those. Using those links will help to support this channel. And this video series will not be sponsored, however, I have received some amount of PR over the years, so I'm going to use the gift emoji to indicate which products were sent to me in PR. One more note, the core of this series will be cleansers, moisturizers, and SPF, the 3 necessary components of a skincare routine, and then everything else from there we'll just go with whatever you all want to see ranked. Let's do it! Let's start up this video. My lovelies, we are going to start off this video with what is kind of a microcosm of the entire video. We're starting with the category of active ingredient cleansers. Now, if you are a subscriber, you know that I made a video just for you all. If you want more information on this topic, please see it in the corner of the screen. But the nice thing about having done that is now we can fly through this section. As mentioned in that video, we have the most research on the active ingredients in cleansers as they pertain to acne. So go figure, my holy grail, the CeraVe Acne Foaming Cream Cleanser. That is going to be a true holy grail for me. I like cream cleansers. I think that is the right format for a benzoyl peroxide cleanser, which is a more drying ingredient. It's affordable, it's fragrance-free, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's such a fantastic product, and it's so interesting because I always hated benzoyl peroxide in leave-on products. We have two salicylic products. I'm not sure why this one seems to be a little leaky. That's maybe something to note, but then again, this is only the travel size. This is the Tula Keep It Clear Acne Foam Cleanser, and it is a true foaming cleanser. Actually, we only have one more of those in this video. I do like it. It also has some azelaic acid in it, which, by the way, I did find also some limited data on. So I'm actually going to say that's very enjoyable. Might be a splurge. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is really well done. Tula actually does acne care quite well, in my opinion. And then the Peace Out Blemish Balm. This is something I didn't mention in that video, but given that we talked about how active ingredients may have a more subtle effect in cleansers, Peace Out had a really interesting idea here. They took salicylic acid as well as niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, which again, we don't really know what those do in cleanser, but they added the salicylic to a physical exfoliating product, thus giving you a dual impact here. Are you able to see those exfoliating granules in there? So it's basically physical and chemical exfoliation in one product. That's a very good strategy. In practice, I almost think it's too much. I'm sure there are people who absolutely love it though. And then as we mentioned in that video, when it comes to vitamin C products, you know what? I'm just going to put both of these, the Clinique Fresh Pressed Renewing Powder Cleanser and the Face Theory Vitamin C Cream Cleanser. I'm just going to put both of these, and I think there are better options. But the funny thing is, what I really mean with this particular category here is I think it's better for you to buy leave-on products with L-ascorbic, or even the vitamin C derivatives if you do have a more sensitive skin type, just again because it does seem very tricky to really get to the bottom here and figure out if these are, you know, really doing in a cleanser what those ingredients do in a leave-on. The next category for this video is apparently the most popular. We're going to be covering gel cleansers. You know, side note here, I was reading about how, in terms of what customer preference reigns supreme, it is foaming gel cleansers. A lot of people believe that if you don't see enough foaming going on while you're washing your face, that your skin isn't getting clean. But just so you know, that's not always true. You don't necessarily need to have foaming. So in this section, we are going to be covering the popular gel cleansers, some Korean gel cleansers, and also some jelly cleansers. Jelly cleansers are very similar in my humble opinion, but they often have less foaming, so I tend to like jelly cleansers a little more, just personally. Well, I tend to. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. I think we're going to start with what I think is maybe the most popular of all the gel cleansers, or at least it was. Oh, this product had a moment. The Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea. This video is all only my opinion and only my honest opinion, so I'm going to tell you that for me personally, I think this product is incredibly overhyped. Again, keep my skin type in mind. I do have dry skin. For me, this is too drying of a cleanser. In spite of feeling like it's gentle, it left my skin kind of dry. Like we talked about in the active ingredients section, we don't really know if you're getting a lot from those ingredients in a wash-off formula. And also, because it's so runny, I don't know if this is just me, but I seem to go through products that are runny really quickly, and given the price of this, that means I go through this way too fast. So I gotta be honest with you, you know, for me, I think there are better options, but again, you know, if you enjoy it, feel free to comment in the comment section and say why you love it. But see, personal preference is huge. So for me, the LMS Superfood Facial Wash Prebiotic Gel Cleanser is similar. First of all, it's more green. Do you see that? Hopefully you do. I thought a black plate would be a good choice, but I'm not always sure. But you see how much thicker it is? I personally prefer it. Admittedly, it's a splurge, so I am going to put it in the splurge category, but I'll also say with LMS, you can find some pretty darn good deals. And then let's do the Tula, the Cult Classic. Can I be honest with you? Are people really that obsessed with this cleanser? This one perplexes me. I just think it's only okay. It has such a strong rose scent. I do like that it's thicker. I don't hate this product, but you know what this one comes down to for me? It's just that very simple category of I think there are better options. I just think there's better options that don't smell quite so in-your-face rose. just a little bit too much for me. The Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, this one is actually a really fantastic product. And this one came up in the hyaluronic acid free products. It's also fragrance free. It's actually a very non-irritating product. I like the texture. I like that it is thick. It's also great for removing makeup. You know, this is a true 2-in-1 product. I feel like so few cleansers actually remove makeup, but this is a great one. It does have a little bit of a soy smell, but again, no added fragrance. I think, you know, I honestly gotta say it's one of my favorite splurges, and that's kind of the only con with it. It is kind of expensive, but with that one, watch for those holiday sets. Ooh, Fresh makes some really nice holiday sets. And then the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser with green tea and chamomile. I have talked to a lot of people who absolutely swear by this one, and I get it. It's actually quite a nice and very, very gentle cleanser. This one is another one where, you know, the only con with it is that it is expensive, at least at retail. Look how similar that one looks to the Fresh one. That's interesting, isn't it? So I think this is great. I would just recommend you watch for sales. So again, very enjoyable, but might be a splurge. That one is also unscented, by the way. And then the Indie Lee Brightening Cleanser. I want to love this one more than I do. Okay, so you can see this is also a very thick gel. Some people say they love the smell of this one. Since day one, that's had me wondering if I got a bad batch. Because here, let's look at the ingredients. I still have the box for this one. So you can see it has no added fragrance, but we do have strawberry seed oil, so that'll of course have a smell to it. It also says doubles as an exfoliating mask if left for 5 minutes before rinsing. Y'all, what is the exfoliating ingredient here? What are they talking about? None of these ingredients exfoliate. None of them. What are you talking about, Indie Lee? I adore this brand's toner, absolutely love it, but I gotta be honest with you, when it comes to that brightening cleanser, it's just the very simple, I think there are better options. If you've been wondering if we were gonna get to that top category, rest assured, because we are about to talk about the Good Molecules Rosewater Daily Cleansing Gel. And let me open it first. I wish I had just one more arm. Wouldn't it be so helpful? Anyway, look at that texture. It is very thick. It is a product that you don't accidentally end up overusing. It is a fully fragrance-free product, but it does smell very, very gently of rosewater. Smell gently. You know what I'm saying. Glass packaging, beautiful glass, recyclable packaging where you can easily remove the pump and recycle this. $12. It's $12. This is why I love you, Good Molecules. This is why I love you. All right, let's do some Korean skincare cleansers. Products that cleanse your life of your skincare products. Ooh, nobody wants that. Let's start with the cosrx Advanced Snail Mucin Gel Cleanser. I recently got this one in PR, and let me tell you, I love it. You all know if you saw that haul. I mean, it's so gentle. It's such a gentle product. Now, again, keep in mind, we don't really know if that snail mucin is fully absorbing into your skin, but you know what it does add? Intense humectants into your cleanser. And you know cosrx, you know it is a fully fragrance-free product. It is not too expensive. It's really not. So I'm gonna have to tell you all, this is going to go in the great formula, fair price, and non-irritating. Let's move on to the Rovectin Skin Essentials Conditioning Cleanser. This is another fragrance-free, very, very gentle option. This one has a little bit of a con. So it is very hard to pump out just the amount that you want. Basically, if you just push down on this, it goes like that, which is why I think I'm going through this too quickly. Combine that with the fact that it's runny, and I don't typically love runny cleansers, so I feel like I've already gone through a lot of this product. I actually do like this, but I think they need to fix the pump, because if you look at the pump up against the other pumps, you see what's going on here, right? It's just too long. It's pulling up too much product, so you go through it too quickly. And I don't like wasting product. I have a YouTube channel. I go through too much skincare as it is, right? So I don't really like wasting it. So I think this is actually going to shock even me, but in the end, I'm going to put this in better options. I also feel like I've seen a lot of people say that doesn't work out for them, and I'm not sure why, because truth be told, it does for me, but I want to, err this series on the side of caution. So Yeah, we're actually going to say that. Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Unscented. This is a nice, very basic cleanser. You know what's funny about this one? I sort of feel like I don't have a lot to say about it. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's just fine. It's not something that blew my mind, but it's gentle. So I feel like it should have blown my mind more than it did. I'm a bit conflicted on where to put this because on one hand I do think it's a great formula, fair price, and non-irritating, but at the same time I like that cosrx one so much more. I do think there's better options though. I like the cosrx one more, and I want this series to help narrow things down for you. Again, anything you see in the I think there are better options section, please, if you love it, please feel free to tell other people why. And as we move into this 107 Chaga Jelly Low pH Cleanser, we're about to make sense of why I just put that one where I did. Let me swatch this for you. Get ready. I hope this shows up on my black plate here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Can you see this one? Can you see the beautiful texture? Y'all, I love this one. I feel like this is such an absolute hidden gem. Quite a few of you told me the 107 skincare brand is full of hidden gems. I completely agree with you. This one, it is not fragrance free, but again, you know, we're talking about cleansers. I gotta say, I think this is probably one of the most affordable and yet feels like a splurge cleansers. This swatch is not doing it any favors at all, is it? Not on the black plate, but it actually, here, let me just do this. Yeah, it actually is a very beautiful cleanser. That would have to be one of my favorite of the enjoyable category. Oh, look, it's so, I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun with this cleanser. Let's move on, but that is it's so incredibly underrated. Next up in this category of Korean jelly cleanser specifically, the Otzi Crystal Nova Makeup Removing Cleanser. This is 10.14 fluid ounces. This product is huge. This one reminds me a lot of the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. It really does. There's a lot of similarities here. Know that it is not a fragrance-free product though, unlike the Fresh one, but it actually is really nice. And surprisingly effective at removing makeup. So I think with that one, we're going to put it in the very enjoyable category. But no, it's actually not that much of a splurge. It just is scented. Here's another very popular jelly cleanser, the Bestie. Is it Bestie? Number 9 jelly cleanser. Is it Bestie or Best? I don't know. I hear the word Bestie all over, but I'm a millennial. This one is, I don't know. I think it's fine. I think that this one is honestly another slightly overrated product. I mean, with all of the affordable options, I just don't think that's that stand out of a product. In fact, here, let's talk about this one next, the Geek and Gorgeous Jelly Joker. This one is very affordable, very gentle. It is fragrance-free. It is thicker than the Drunk Elephant, so your money ends up going a little bit farther. See, that one is going to go into my great formula, fair price, and non-irritating category, which leaves us with one more product. I am not going to have too many indie products in these videos because I'm trying to go over the most popular products, but I just had to include this. I realize I've never remembered to haul the NOLA Skin Essentials products I bought, but this is the Real You Jelly Cleanser. Back if you saw my NOLA Skin Essentials trial, I said I was wanting to try this because of how beautiful it looks. And it is a beautiful cleanser. I will say it's a beautiful cleanser, but it does have some tea tree oil, and it definitely has a tea tree oil smell to it. And it is also ridiculously gentle. I think this is the most gentle cleanser in this entire section. I wanted to include this in this video because some people have asked me for very gentle cleanser recommendations. So know that this exists. I do want to put it in. I think there are better options because I'm pretty sure more people are looking for a more thorough cleanse. And yet there's outliers, so hence why we included it. But there we go. We've done the gel and jelly cleansers section. Let's do the physical exfoliators category. You all know if you watch this channel how excited I am for this category. I feel like this category gets a very bad rap, and yet we're going to have a nuanced conversation about physical exfoliation upon this fine day. And while we have that conversation, we will simultaneously rank these products. How exciting is this? Okay, so let's start with the St. Ives Apricot Scrub. See, what I think goes on when we're talking about physical exfoliators is that people assume all physical exfoliators are created equally and therefore they are all St. Ives. But the reality here is they're certainly not. St. Ives is made with apricot bits. That's apricot shell bits. You can also make scrubs out of walnut shells, and it's going to make a much more harsh physical exfoliator. Contrary to popular opinion, while some people think that makes for a very harsh cleanser, I suspect that for people who are pressing this into their skin very hard, it could actually be physically painful. But if you have a very gentle hand, I think it is possible for some amount of people to enjoy this. Now the reality is I am going to rank this as I think there are better options because I do think it's a little bit too harsh. It is a great foot scrub though, just so you know. We talk about how in the skincare world we want to use products that have ingredients that are research-backed. Well, the whole idea of micro tears isn't research-backed. In fact, there was a lawsuit against St. Ives by two people who thought that it had caused them micro tears in their skin. And the judge threw that court case out because there was no evidence. So there's no evidence for it, but do I think it's too harsh for some people? Absolutely. Let's do this section from the most intense to the least intense. How does that sound? I think that'll be fun. So you could also use coffee grounds. Now, oh my god. Okay, here's how prepared I am for this product. I have not just a towel, but I have a dirty old rag because I'm ready. I'm ready for this product. Don't you dare mess up my board. Don't you do it. You could use coffee grounds if you wanted to, as Upcircle has done here. My bottle is destroyed. I'm going to be sadly throwing this product away after this video. It's not even squeezing out. Go figure where I'm going to rank this one. See, that's why I have the rag. That is why I have the rag. Okay, so I can't get any of this product to come out because the container burst open. But yeah, it's coffee grounds. I hate it also. It is very much a miss for me. Don't worry, we'll eventually have good things to say about the Upcircle brand, I promise, but not that one. Then you could use quartz crystal, which is what Dr. Lancer did in his scrub, and it actually makes for this one's funny. It sort of feels directly in between in terms of some of the more gentle options and your walnut apricot scrub. Truth be told, you already know this if you watch this channel, but I actually do really like the Lancer scrub. I think it's wonderful. It's just very expensive. So can you see the amount of quartz crystals in there? And then you have diatomaceous earth. I have the Arcona Cranberry Gommage Scrub, which is a pretty dense, you see how dense that is? The scrub is very densely packed with the diatomaceous earth particles. Also, for me, that one is a very enjoyable product. Or you could have diatomaceous earth, as Philosophy has done in their micro-delivery exfoliating facial wash, and you could just have it a little bit more sparse. This is kind of what you would get if you took that diatomaceous earth and mixed it with the gel cleanser. Do you see that? It's not too dense in those particles. It's not my personal favorite, but I can believe there are people who do better with that one because it's not too intense. You could also use, this is where it's getting a bit debatable in terms of harshness of the scrub, but the Origins Modern Friction uses rice granules. You know, honestly, I do enjoy this one every time I use it. It actually is quite enjoyable. So you can see the particles in here feel less harsh than diatomaceous earth and quartz crystal. You know what, honestly, I'm going to rank that very enjoyable, but there's a Korean brand that has, Nine Wishes has a rice cleanser that is a better deal and less irritating, potentially. Origins always has fragrance. And then you could use sugar, which Fresh has done in their sugar scrub, and this is going to be even more gentle. It's kind of a gel with sugar particles. Here we go for another more gentle option. I'm going to say fruit seeds, although again, this is debatable here because these are all so gentle. This is the Rosen Super Smoothie Cleanser, which is an absolute personal favorite for me. My goodness, I love this one. And it's drugstore. Oh, this one is wonderful. Actually, this one is making me rethink my ratings. I do like these two, but the whole point of this video is narrowing things down. So I'm actually going to put the Rosen in my very enjoyable. It's not a splurge though, it's $18. That's the cheapest one in that category. And last and least in terms of exfoliation, we have the Korean peeling gels. Peeling gels, I sometimes give peeling gels a bad rap because they're misunderstood, but I actually think they're wonderful products. The Beauty of Joseon Apricot Peeling Gel right here, the principle with this is that it contains some carbomer, so it actually looks like it doesn't have any exfoliating properties at all, but when you massage this into your skin, the carbomer interacts with the oils in your skin and forms these very small and gentle little balls of product and oil. So it's not dead skin that you see, it's the magic of chemistry. It's the magic of science. It's actually a really cool interaction, right? And honestly, leave it to Korea to have come out with what I would say is the most sensitive skin friendly physical exfoliator on the market. That would technically be a physical exfoliator. I love this. This is my favorite use of the plate yet. So you can see thickest to thinnest in terms of intensity of that physical exfoliation. Kind of looks like a face now. These are the eyes and that's the mouth, the light shining back. Okay, let me not get distracted. But yeah, hopefully that was a helpful discussion because, you know, I think what it comes down to with physical exfoliation is find the right level for you. Find the right level for you. Are you very, very gentle? You don't use AHAs at all? You may be one of the people who benefits from these. Do you just want a little bit of physical exfoliation in your life? You may do better over here. My lovelies, we are throwing everything together in this last category here. We're going to cover cream cleansers, powder cleansers, bar cleansers, clay cleansers, and foaming cleansers. Just all at once. Let's just do that. Where should we start here? I want to start with cream cleansers because this is my favorite category. That's the reason why you only see 3 here. This is actually an empty, but I've got a Q-tip out. I think we can pull out just enough to make some comparisons. Looks a little beat up too. It's seen some better days. It's empty, but I really wanted to talk about that one, so I've held on to it since the second to last empties video on this channel. Okay, let's start with the Versed Gentle Cycle Milky Cleanser. As you all probably know, this is a category that is really made for dry skin types. Bro, wouldn't you think at this point I would have figured out I gotta actually open these? This one is a very interesting, this happens every time I don't use this for a while. I gotta pick out a little bit of solids. Do you see the solid in there? Hold on, let's do some cleanup. I really think it's just because this product is so incredibly natural. It's also a little bit more runny than some of the cream cleansers I've tried because, again, it's very high in these oil ingredients. Now remember, oils actually do absorb into your skin, so that's why if you have dry skin, you may love this category. And as someone with dry skin and a cream cleanser enthusiast here, let me show you some differences. So this one is the Cioris. See how it is a thicker product? That's the Cioris Cleanse Me Softly. And then finally the Stratia. Let's see if this works. All right, I mean, yeah. She's trying. She's really giving it all. She's giving it all of her effort. Look at that. Coffee grounds haunting me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so that is the Stratia Velvet Cleansing Milk. Look how interesting this is. Y'all, look at this. We have 3 cream cleansers and 3 completely different consistencies. To be honest with you, these are 3 of my absolute favorite products, so I really don't think that any of these are gonna betray you. They're all great products. But you know, I want to challenge myself to narrow things down here, so I actually think I gotta say Stratia. Stratia is the best one here. And then the Cioris for my enjoyable category. I really do like the Versed, but I think I gotta say there's better options just because, yeah, picking out the solids is it's a little strange. I also don't love the smell. Let's move on to clay cleansers. This is a type of cleanser that is often recommended for oily skin types. This is the Neutrogena Skin Balancing with 2% PHA Clay Cleanser. Now, I'm going to tell you honestly, I actually personally do enjoy this product. I believe you can do something called situationally cleanse. All right, so there's my clay cleanser. It looks like a cream cleanser, doesn't it? How funny is that? So there's a brand I'm sure you all have heard of called Holy Frog that has this whole situational cleansing type of idea. The thing is, I think anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. If you have very dry skin, but your skin is feeling congested, maybe you want to use a clay cleanser for that day, but maybe you don't want to invest heavily in it, so therefore you decide to buy from Neutrogena. Oh, this is a life story. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, I don't know if it's the best clay cleanser because quite frankly it's the only one that I own, but I like to use it from time to time. So, and then we have your True Foam Cleanser. This one is from Yours. It's their Cloud Factory. This one is actually such a delight. Get ready for this. Are you ready? It's gonna be fun. Ah, beautiful. Of course, we had another one of these in the active ingredients section. I'm going to call that one very enjoyable. It is absolutely fun, and it really is gentle too. You know, foaming cleansers typically, for me, mean a little bit more harsh, but that one's a fun, gentle foaming cleanser. I don't really think we're going to need the swatching palette for kind of the rest of this video, actually. But let's talk about some powder cleansers. Let's start with the Tatcha Polished Classic Rice Enzyme Powder. So there's a lot of enzyme-based powder cleansers. We have one from Tatcha, we have one from Dermalogica, the Daily Microfoliant. There's also Amore Pacific has one. I'm trying to think of the other ones I've tried. Can't think of it off the top of my head. These are pretty popular products, and I would say I actually, personally, let me just show you what they all look like. We'll use the Dermalogica here. So it's a true powder, and you just mix it into water. So there's kind of a lot of ritual, which I think, you know, that's perfectly suited to the Tatcha brand. I really do enjoy the Dermalogica. I guess with these expensive ones, I would personally say I like the Dermalogica a little bit more than the Tatcha. But I also really like the affordable options. This is the By Wish Trend Green Tea and Enzyme Powder Wash, and y'all, it's great. It's fantastic. So you see why I didn't buy full sizes for this video. The Good Molecules Pineapple Exfoliating Powder, I'm including this in this video because it is pretty accessible. You know, you can get this from Ulta, but it's not my favorite. This one, I just don't think it mixes into water as effortlessly as the other options. But again, if you want to try this product category, that is a great way to see if it's for you, because in terms of effectiveness, it's still got your exfoliating ingredients in it. Okay, and then we have cleansing bars. Let's actually go ahead and open this on camera. The Good Molecules Clarify and Cleanse Bar. These get a bad rap sometimes too because bar soaps are typically at a very high pH, but you can formulate a bar cleanser to have the correct pH and to be a gentle product. And you know, yet again, Good Molecules manages to do it. Let's just use the wrapper. Put that up there. I think those are great options. And talk about eco-friendly. That is fantastically eco-friendly. I feel like they might be underrepresented on YouTube, or at least on this channel, because I don't grab my bar soaps that often to show them to you. I feel like they can look a little funny, right? And then, ooh. I'd like to forget this product. Last product for this video is the Urban Skin Cleansing Bars. I really can't recommend you these products, y'all. So, we'll just, you know, what a horrible way to close this video. But I suppose if you want more info, I talk about this a lot in my Ulta video, so I'll link that one for you. There were some reports of people having rashes as a consequence of using this, which I thought sounded pretty extreme. Now, I used some pH test strips and tested the pH, and it was continuously coming out at about 10 or 11, which is exactly what I said. You know, we shouldn't formulate bar soaps to be at this pH. They should be at a much more skin-balanced pH. Now, when it comes to those pH test strips, just so you know, they're not completely reliable. It's not a lab test that I did. It's a science fair project. But nonetheless, they're probably not too far off. So maybe instead of 10 to 11, it's 9 to 10, or perhaps 11 to 12. Regardless, that's really high. That's really high. You know, again, I suppose it's also possible that there was some kind of mistake happening on my end, but it also could potentially explain what was going on with all of those reports of rashes. So I would personally not use this, although again, do know that I have the older version here, so I can only hope that their newer versions are much better. And that's it, my friends. We've come to the end of ranking the Cleansers 2021 edition. As mentioned throughout the video and in the intro, please feel free to share your comments in the comments section below. I very much welcome them. If you all enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed if you don't want to miss any more from this series. And I hope you all have a truly wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.